Hello, it's Jimmy here at O'Reilly's looking at a Jaguar XF. This is the 3 litre diesel. Okay, so this car has a restricted performance, so it's in limp mode. Red DPF sign on the dash and very restricted on power, so it doesn't really go above sort of 50-60 mile an hour, and it takes a long time to get there. Using my launch Eurotab 3 scan tool here, P0234-77. Now there was a DPF code there as well that's already been cleared by the customer just before he arrived, because he's obviously been clearing the codes to get it here. So this car has had the throttle body cleaned by the garage that he's bought it from. He's just bought the car. On the way home, it went in limp mode. He brought it back to the garage. They said, oh, we cleaned the throttle body and the problem's fixed. But you can see there it's leaking oil. Now if we look down the side, the throttle body fitting hasn't been fitted back properly for starters, so we're just going to get this open and pull the clip off. That's not been fitted back correctly for a start, yeah, because it's not sitting right. Now if we look in here at this flap, press it down, that should not stick. So we're going to replace the throttle body and we'll take you through how it's done. So of course you've just seen I've removed the clip, I've moved this pipe to the side and disconnected the air line there, or vacuum breather holes, sorry, whatever you call it. I'll put my finger behind here and get this plug off. There you go. Now we can use a trim tool, so it's a little pry tool for interior trims and whatever. Get it under here, just lift that off of the 10mm bolt there. That is the bolt that clamps down the unit there to the engine. Okay, now we can see on this, slightly different to some others, it's got 2 EGR valves coming in to each side of the unit there. Now we can use a set of plier clips, clip tool, get it over the bracket here, this one. So you got 2 of these brackets on each side, and we'll just get that open like that. Same on this side here. Just move back this clip over, just spread it open a little bit so we can move it back over here. Just back it away from the join. Same on this side here. Now over the back here we have the boost sensor. Take that off. Take off the plug. Okay, now we're going to remove the 10mm bolt. Just place that over here. Okay, now we're going to lift up the front of the unit here. So we're just going to wiggle it left and right. So I need to try and push it to the right side, just because it does catch on that clip there. Or if we open this, it'll allow a little bit more play, but usually they will come off. This one's just been a little bit stubborn, so we'll loosen that off as well. So I'm just using an 8mm here to get that off. Now that'll allow a little bit more movement on that, just to slide it up past there, just like that. Move this cable away from the metal pipe there and up. Now we just need to, again, like I was doing before, up, over to the right, so wiggle it to the right as you turn in it, and then one side over here will come out. This one, not much play on these pipes as they keep coming back over in the way, but if we hold those to the side there, and then you can pull it out. You can see there the left side's out, so we can just now twist around this direction and out it comes. So the new one is going to go back upside down like that, get it in, twist it around, and down it goes again. Same order, twist, out. So like I said, that's the problem with this one, sticking. You can see they've had a go at grinding a piece of it away, but I was just taking a lump out of the corner. They've also damaged the inlet there of the EGR as well. They've bent it. This side here is okay, but that side's been bent. So just use my little hammer there to give it a little tap around, just to make it sit properly. Now it turns out I didn't need to do my little fix on that, because the new part actually has the parts on them. I'm surprised with that, because when I got one of these for Land Rover, it didn't have this on it, so slightly different. So of course, like all parts, make sure that they match up identical, so parts, fitment exactly the same amount of pins on your plug. And if we take off that cap, have a look at the little flap on this one. It's always worth checking, even though it's brand new. Nice and free, it's not getting stuck. You can see there how they've designed that. 2 EGR pipes coming in, enormous amounts of heat on a plastic inlet flap. It's not the best design in the world, to be honest, but it's not the biggest problem. It's literally like not a big deal to change it. But then again, these are expensive, just under £500 looking at the state of this one. They look like they've been closed over. So I'm just going to lightly touch up all of these areas with a light coating of high temperature grease. It looks like that's been damaged a bit, but it looks like it's the glue from factory. So now if we come in where the part actually fits, any of the loose carbon there, just get that, scrape it out. Now I'm going to use a nice tough rag to wipe all the way around, so get that nice and clean all the way around, so you can make sure the new part's going to sit and seal properly. Now this is the intake manifold, so if you use brake cleaner on it or solvents like that, when you start the car up, it will run away for a couple of seconds or make a diesel knock noise, so just be aware of that. Now we can get the new part fitted on. So like I said, we're going to start upside down, inwards, twist it around, over, just move it to the side, and now we've got to keep on top of these wires, make sure that they're not in the way. Over to the right, to the left a little bit, just line it up with both EGR pipes there. So before I clamp these on, I'm just going to make sure that the bolt is lined up with the hole down there, which it's not. Okay, so get that bolt in, just wind it down a little bit by hand, don't tighten it up, because we do want a little bit of play here so we can get these clamped up. Now again, use my pliers to clamp over the top of the metal clamp there, and just clamp that into place, make sure it's locked down tight. Same on that side. Now get your little 8mm bolt, tighten that back in. Back to the 10mm bolt here, clamp that down, push that back over there, plug can go back in, just make sure that it's clicked. Boost sensor plug back in, again make sure it clicks. We can get our inlet hose here back over, line it up. So now, like I said, just make sure, like this was sitting like that before, not as bad as that, but off centered. So when you're putting this in, just make sure that it's sitting perfectly level. And as you put this clip over, get your fingers around the bottom, squeeze it together so it's nice locked in. So we're going to slip it back over the part here, all the way around. Just make sure it's in the right line there, in there, all the way around. Same on this side. Lock it in the middle, and like I said, each side make sure it's locked in. Once you've done that, give it a little pull, make sure it's sitting nice and tight and it's not moving. Then we can connect back up this hose here. Now you see all that black, that was coming from because it wasn't fitted properly. So you're spraying out black carbon out from the side. This is what I use here to clean my hands. No, I'm not sponsored by these, I just use them. Okay, that's clean enough for me to get back in the car. Okay, back in the car here, just started it up. We should get a message saying there's a reduced performance. Service required. Bonnet's open. Okay, so that seems to have disappeared on its own anyway. Turn the engine off, ignition on. Now we need to calibrate the part in, so we can clear that code, come back out of here. Now again, I'm using the Launch Eurotab 3 scan tool here from Launch UK to do this. So we're going to go here, throttle speed in special functions, throttle valve actuator, replacement, ignition is in position 2, and now switch the ignition off, press OK, switch the ignition back on. Now that's going to calibrate it, and that's done. Okay, so now it's asking me to clear the fault codes, which, yeah, so I didn't need to clear the fault codes beforehand. It's probably better to do them afterwards, of course. Looking in there, it's the Jaguar XJ. I think I called it the XF at the start of the video. So that's it now, we just put the engine cover back on and the job is basically all done. So that's it, this video is specifically on replacing the throttle body on a Jaguar 3.0 engine. This is the XJ, but it's very similar for XF, other models that have the 3 litre diesel engine. See you in the next video.